Welcome, viewers, back to Grounded, where we are sitting at the spacer next to Wendell here. Having returned back to the old game, I think the decision I made was I'm going to return back before New Game Plus here and go for 100% completion. This is episode 100 after all. And if you've made it this far, that says a lot about your ability to listen to me ramble. So let's start. I have 22 items left to collect. And the first one is up there. May have to start with a spider fight. Or not. She's going away. Oh, she heard us. It doesn't feel like her heart was in it, though. If you noticed, a scabby did appear on our scabby meter there. Generally, this is going to be a lot of platforming, building up to things, and running around from one end of the yard to the next. Now, where is this thing? It looks like we're at the right height, so I think it's like right up here. Is there a plant we can jump on to get up there? I feel like there probably is. Yeah, that plant there I think is the solution. So this first laser scabby is gonna need some jumping in third person. Oops. And may take some tries. Let's get up on these leaves and see if we can see where that scabby is. Boy, my 3D platforming skills are pretty terrible. Which might explain why I've left these things for the end like this. There's a mad ant down there, but I think we can safely ignore him. It's just in 3 dimensions, like figuring out how much like your actual jump height corresponds to you know, the character's position in three dimensions and things like that, where, you know, if it was a real life puzzle, you would have leaned over and grabbed that. God, really? So stuff like that just tends to annoy me, which is why I don't really favor games that force you to do jumping. I don't mind it as like a, you know, an unimportant side activity like it is in this game, which kind of makes it great. But any game that focuses on 3-dimensional jumping puzzles as sort of a core feature is not going to be high on my list of things I'd enjoy playing, really. Let's see if we can get higher here. Might have to go to that other leaf on the other side. Branch. I said leaf, I meant branch. Alright. This is already embarrassing how long this is taking, so let's get it over with. Alright, ultimately where I want to get is up on that handle there, I think. Yeah, look at that. Not too terrible. Only fell a few times. Then there's our first of 22 items to collect for 100%. Next one is also on a laser, and I believe it's that laser over there. I wonder if I could just make a bridge. That would be something, wouldn't it? Checking the map. Yeah, it's that one. So I painstakingly went through all of the data items and the scabbies. Scabbies are a lot harder because they're not, like, the wiki just lists them alphabetically, and there's no easy way to be like, oh yeah, you know, these aren't listed alphabetically, so there's no. It was a pain. It was a pain. But I think I found them all. I think I found all the entries in the wiki, and I have a checklist in front of me that is telling me where to go for each one. In addition to a handful of scabbies, or actually in addition to about, I think about 18 scabbies, there's also a handful of data items that I missed. I have 3 or 4, plus a statue of a koi fish, which we're going to pick up as well. Alright, so this one, the wiki claims you have to build to it. And it's way, way up there on that thing. So I think I'm going to just clear some space around it. And we're going to use clay to build. I did prepare for this. Before starting this recording, I went back to High Ridge and picked up all the stuff I think we'd need, which is a big pile of clay for now for building. And I also picked up a gas mask because we're going to have to visit the trash heap, and some underwater gear, including a lantern, because we're going to have to go to the pond. This is going to be great. First things first, what we're doing now is we're going to be crafting quarter clay foundations and just kind of go up this leg. And what I noticed about quarter clay foundations is we can stack 2 of these on top of each other, and that is just high enough to where we can jump to it. So that'll save a lot of time, I think, versus doing them one at a time. Although sometimes it's a little picky about where you're allowed to place things. But if I can keep this going, I think it'll speed the process, and we can just get straight up there as fast as possible. Occasionally, I'll have to remember to check above us in case I run into something from below. But bear with me, we'll build a little tower here out of the clay, and we're going to have to do this a couple times, I think, to find all of the stuff we need. So I'm probably just going to tear this tower down when we're done. Let's actually double that one up as well, if we can, please. There we go. Okay, 2 more. We're almost there. That one goes there. Getting close. And finally the scabby goes off. So you wouldn't even know that this one was up here. I guess if you ran up the cord, you get the cord. I should have done that to just demonstrate. I think you get up to about there on that cord before the scabby goes off. So you would just have to be kind of exploration minded and then notice. So I'm pretty sure of all the scabbies, this one is the one that I least expected to be here. We're gonna get it though. No worries. We're almost there. Slow and steady. That is sort of how I play 3D games. Okay. Almost, right? Yeah, we have to get all the way up there, so we're pretty high. Let's keep going. It's not going to take that much longer. I did think about how long this might take to get all of these. I have a strong suspicion it's going to take me more than the hour I usually allow for grounded videos. If it does, then it'll be a bonus. If it takes less than an hour, maybe I'll have to find some extra content to pad this 100th episode. Can you believe it? 100 episodes of grounded. That's with an hour each, like roughly an hour each, some slightly shorter, some slightly less. I think that means you know, roughly 100 hours of videos to this point, which is just kind of astonishing when I think about it. Like, did I think I'd be playing grounded on camera or on recording? Did I think I'd be recording grounded for 100 hours? No, I did not. I thought this was going to be a much smaller game that I would lose interest in a lot faster, but it turns out to be pretty deep and fun game with a lot of nuance. And I've enjoyed almost every minute of it. Look at that. I see the scabby over there. Question is, how do I get to it? I think we're going to switch the mode here to just be one at a time. And we'll start heading over that direction. And I guess I don't need to climb any higher, do I? Although, not having these, you know, I could just jump. Not having those fall easily is going to be a pain, right? So if it falls down to there, yeah, I want those to fall to the ground. Good. Okay, let's grab that one. And let's hop down to the bottom here. And then have the fun of knocking the whole thing down at once. Oh wow, this scattered pretty far, but I think we'll be able to collect them all. Kind of lost track, but I only had about 40 in my pack, and it looks like we used almost all of them, so I'm glad I brought as many as I did. Quickly gather these all back up so that we can use them for other scabbies we might have to gather, and hopefully nothing attacks us while we're doing this, because I do have a lot of junk in my hands. I think that's it, 47. Yeah, that seems like enough. Okay, that was 2 scabbies already. Let me just consult my notes here. Next one is this way. Over near the hedge. In fact, let's go ahead and mark it. We're heading to about here in the pond. And might as well get some of these tasties on our way. I don't embarrass myself too much with my terrible combat skills. But the things we're still kind of missing are bombardier parts for making extra ovens. We're also missing. Do I have? Let's put that on. Let's put those on the hotbar here so we can switch easier. And let's put this also. We can swim faster and breathe underwater at a touch of a button. I also brought a rusty spear for stabbing underwater, and we always have the widow dagger, so let's drop the widow dagger here on our hotbar as well. Alright, and we need to get to the other side of this island. No reason to stop and fight a mosquito. On the other side of this island, the scabby immediately starts beeping because there's a really obvious one right down here. That's 3. 19 to go, I think. Okay, the next stop is the hedge. And there's quite a bit to do in the hedge, surprisingly, although I've revisited the hedge, you know, I don't know, 10 times in this playthrough. Still more to find there. What a surprise. Firefly got a little angry at us there, but no big deal. It's gonna leave us alone. Fireflies are neutral, I think, right? Unless you whack them, they're gonna leave you alone. All right, let's put our quick shoes back on and our scary mask. And next stop is up in the hedge to a place we already built to, but foolishly left without collecting the scabby up there. And that's over there where those clay stairs are already rising. Pretty sure I noticed that there was a scabby here at the time, but I was too obsessed with collecting milk molars to notice. The guide, the wiki, says that you can make this jump with a run. Yeah, there's almost no chance of that. So I'm just going to build because we have plenty of clay to do a build here. Oops. And we all know how great my jumping skills are, right? I think it's just a lot easier to finish building straight up to this thing. So let's go ahead and do that here. A little worried I'm going to hit my head, so I'm building outward. Oh, attracted a lot of attention down there. Turns out, they're not that scary. Alright, we are up on top of the power outlet, climbing all the way up here, and look, another scabby. That is the Cyber Strike. I don't think we wasted enough clay there for me to worry about gathering it again. We have 2 more scabbies in the hedge, believe it or not. It is getting awfully dark here, so I'm going to switch to a lighted helmet. Firefly helmet. Hopefully we'll never have to fight fireflies again because, I don't know, it's a game, but I don't know, I anthropomorphize digital things too much, I guess. Oh look, there's some food here we can nab.
Surprisingly not
Great.
terrible.
Alright, the next one is Witchley, which is up here on above that poncho box, which we already hopped up there to get a milk molar, but it turns out there's a scabby up there also, but even higher than we went before. So for this one, I'm going to start here, so you can hop up there, but falls tend to send you all the way to the bottom and take a long time. I think it's way faster. You just build here. And building up is really easy. I also think this is the last thing we're going to have to build to. There it is. So where we're going here is that branch up there. So let's just go ahead and build straight up if we can. And make sure that we don't hit our head. Almost. I guess it would be smart to do these both at the same time. Make yourself some stairs to the top of that poncho to get the molar. Build up here. This little wire here is possibly in the way. See if we hit our head on it. Yeah, it's a little obnoxious. Maybe the answer is to just build on that side of it. Almost there. I'm using that wire as a guide, so I don't have to look around as often. And this one should be pretty close. Yep, 3 lights already, and there it is. The Witchley. Actually turn on the Witchley scheme just because I like the name. Witchley, like almost identical to the one we have already. Okay, next. So the right way to get up here without building is to just start way over there on that wire, and then you can do some jumping to get to these leaves, but that's exactly what I assumed would happen, so that's why I didn't do it. There we go. An abject lesson. Alright, one more scabby way over on top of the other side of the hedge, so we can actually do this from down below, probably faster for me rather than running along the top, although I may end up running into spiders, so it's gonna be over here, which means we're gonna do or run along the ground rather than go up into the trees, just so I don't have any extra risk of falling and starting over. And in addition to a scabby, there's also a data note that I missed, which we'll pick up on the way, hopefully. Or after, if I can't find it on the way. Ah, here it is, in fact. Great. So yeah, there's something in here that I missed. Oops. Ran out of stamina. Something in here. And there it is, just sitting there glowing.
Now let's review the progress of the last few months. I am getting ever closer to perfecting the spacer. Raw science containment has been a success. At last measurement, we are within 0.2% transmission accuracy. Those final infinitesimal bits have proven the most difficult. Despite that, Burgle and I have been able to transit the miniature world without incident. I must admit it has been a bit overwhelming of late. Between school grading papers, nightly work in the yard, and this sweltering summer heat, I feel stretched thin. Some nights I find myself too exhausted to work on my experiments. All this is going to give me gray hairs. I mean, why, just the other day, Trudy said that the stress is putting new wrinkles on my face. She may have a point about the hair, though. As much as I'm loath to admit it, it does seem to be thinning. Perhaps it's time to dig out the Sketty clamp and try it on myself. I'm sure it's in a bin or box around here somewhere.
A little exhausted. Wendell's first signs of the raisoning effect. Let's hope he finds a cure someday. Alright, there we are, seeing our scabby indicator. We're also going to run into spiders in here because it's been a while. There's a million little Dougs running around. But I don't think it'll be a problem. Alright, I'm not sure if we can make this jump, but I'm trying it. Yep.
Oh, I'm stuck in this web.
Made it. And where? It's kind of hard to see because of the darkness, but Scabby should show up. There it is. Okay. Doug just saw us also. So I'll expect to get ambushed up here by even more spiders. Alright, this one feels like it's over this way somewhere. Yep, right about here, it says. I think it's actually... Oh, there it is. Then I missed. Well done, Corknut. Well done. So Rusty we failed to harvest, at least. And a nasty spider down there that we could fall onto. Don't think I can just walk to it. I think I have to actually get up on top of the base and jump down to it. Let's try that again. Not quite sure where that branch is otherwise. Startling. Okay, this seemed like the right way to go to jump to it. So let's try this again. And then the actual branch itself. Why do I have a spiderling targeted? The actual branch itself was right over here, right? No. The actual branch. It's right there. Okay. If I aim better, this should be a lot easier. And maybe I'll go down. Oof, I don't like this. Yeah, got it. Okay. There we go. And that is finally everything in the hedge collected. Okay, so it's that branch right above, literally on top of the entrance. Alright, next we have to head back to the Oak Lab because despite having gone to the Oak Lab literally hundreds of times, I somehow still missed something there. That'll be this direction, roughly. Sneaking past the Spideys. And apparently some raw science here that we've missed, but not sure if it's worth getting that. Oh, it's like on top of that rock. Is it the same one we just saw that spider go up? Might as well grab it.
Science.
Get your science here.
Alright, back to Oak Lab is going to be toward the Pond Lab, which I have marked. Never marked the Oak Lab. And we can run this way.
Hope this is enough to keep me
Oops.
safe.
Might as well pick up some snacks for later, right? Alright, through the hedge, and we still have plenty to do, but we're making good time here. It's really the Pond Lab stuff that I expected to take the most time. Come on. Shoo. All right. So before hopping into the pond, there is one thing to do at the Oak Lab. What am I wearing for my face? I had nothing on. Running a little low on water, so it's good that we stop by some water here. And the one I missed in the Oak Lab is just a bit embarrassing. Although it's not a scabby, so it didn't have a tone going off every time I passed it. So there's that, at least. In the Oak Lab, turns out it's a folder we missed. Right here. In Big and Test 45. Category Non-Organics, date 7/1/89, 7:31 a.m. A box of scabby devices was the subject in the Tully backyard. Pre-test notes: after successful miniaturization of a single complex electronic device, Test 44, Test 45 will attempt to shrink one full box of the devices. Upon embiggening, subjects will be inspected and tested to ensure proper functionality. Results: failure. Miniaturization successful, but embiggening and further testing is impossible at the moment. Subject was confiscated by a curious honeybee. Recovery unlikely. Box obliterated. Miniature scabbies are certainly stuck in every nook and cranny of the yard. Well, there's a hint as to what we are doing. Alright, we're heading straight to the pond from here. Or as straight as possible, given that we're going to have to fight our way through some spiders, likely. Actually, before we go to the pond, what I'm going to do is notice that it is dark, and that's kind of miserable viewing. Why don't we run over back to pond view and take a little nap? Hopefully not wasting too much time in the progress. Oof.
That's a big insect coming.
There's a tiny little lean-to in here that we can sleep in. Alright, at the pond. There are 2 scabbies I missed at the surface level, and I must have passed right by them an incredible number of times. Let's go refresh our water before we get started. And I can eat that guy we just picked up.
I'd eat this normally.
I'm gonna get the Widow Dagger out here for pond adventures. And I also have a lantern that I brought. Let's drop that on this bar here. It sometimes gets dark in there. And the first scabby, I've heard this ping hundreds of times. I've searched underwater for it, looked around. Turns out it's right there. It's just one of those cases of hidden in plain sight. That's the panfish scabby. Let's go and look at the other one that's along the shore here, which this one I actually just recently recorded myself standing on top of and not finding. So sometimes even when you're looking, these things aren't obvious. And that is inside that can there, which we're gonna have to take care of some mosquitoes first. And it sounds like some wasps, maybe? Ugh. Yep. Wasps are angry. Maybe we'll run from the wasps rather than fight them. Oh, did I just break my gear? Okay. Unacceptable. Yep. Probably should be using battle gear for this. Or we could just dive underwater because they de-aggro when you're in the water. And we're right next to the next scabby, which is right here. It was in this can looking for it the other day. Somehow missed it. Billy Hog horror. Nice. Alright. You can ignore sleeping orb weavers. Let sleeping orb weavers lie. And let's take a look at what's next. We're going to put on swimming gear for this.
Better safe than
I'm also
sorry.
going to drop some of the junk we've been picking up. Just in case. Oh, and we should eat this omelet because it's about to die.
Pretty good.
So, does that leave us with any food? No, I'll have to remember to pick up food if we have to sleep again. Oh, there's 2 more. I should have eaten one of those. Alright, in here we're going to the deep pond entrance. Make sure I have my swimming gear on. And I'm also going to get ready to pull out my dagger. Where did we put that? 6. There it is, just in case. Down here, there's this hole that we've been in before that's sort of the back entrance to the underwater areas. We also need a torch. It's too dark in here. Come on. Okay. So coming in this hole, we're in the pond depths here. Plenty of O2. A couple minutes. And if you stay to the right here, Scabby goes off, and there's a little hatch. Could those be related? Somehow, I don't remember going in here ever. But there is a pond research note. A box of stuff we don't need, which looks like I've looted, so I must have been in here but missed this pond research note. As we sit perched in the cliff face down here, away from the street noise and pervasive fauna, it seems we can do some real long-term undisturbed work. The majestic Sankikoi lives the same day over and over, sucking up morsels from here and there, depositing waste wherever. The rest of the creatures swim to and fro and play their part as well, eating and being eaten, reproducing, growing, dying, all in this pond microcosm. We could harness the cycle and put it to use. A meeting of aquaculture and hydroponics in a natural, nearly microscopic setting could be but one step on the path to solving the hunger crisis. I've begun drawing up schematics for a kind of turducken to aquaponics-inspired lab setup in the deep pond substrate, where we can just tap into the natural systems already at play, with a few enhancements, of course. I'll task Burgle with running simulations shortly, assuming he can muster up the RAM for it. On research note. Also missed some goodies there. And there should be a Scabby around here somewhere. Getting further away from it. Where is it? There it is, on a shelf right below some marbles. And that is the Holly Dazzle. Alright, to get out of here we can hit this button. And we are in a little section that I think we swam to before. But this little section comes out near where? Like well away from where we entered, but closer to the dome, I guess? Getting my orientation here. There we go. We want to go that way, I think. Let's actually mark where we're going to go. Yeah, we're going to go toward this dome. So, that was Holly Dazzle. We have two more to find in here, I believe. And they're both sort of under the dome. What's the best way to get there? And am I swimming as fast as I could be? Underwater just always seems so slow. I'm going to actually turn this light off because we definitely don't need it out here. And we're going to need it elsewhere. Alright, we're going to use this entrance here. I think that's the best way because then we'll have oxygen at hand. Plus, there's a few other things in here, right? So this is the entrance to the main pond lab. And there's a couple things right in this room that we missed, so might as well try to collect all of these while we're here also, because this is just valuable loot in general for making smoothies. Okay, nothing's going off. But notice there's a pile of folders on the floor that is easy to miss, so don't blame me. Hams test day 91. Alas, failure once again. Product candidate generation 21 cannot be scaled without catastrophic side effects. Dialing back to generation 9's parameter set to find a path forward. The big brains over at Mouthtown came back with nothing but the grand idea to grind them up into crunchy gristle for the breakfast table. Hardly worth changing. They mock me. If only they could taste the meals Burgle had prepared these past few weeks. If only the sprouts survived the scaling process the way the earlier generations had. It's a shame that cellular maturity is required for the sprouts to become viable as a product, but something about reaching advanced biological age is incompatible with the expanding process. Is it purely because the tissue damage regrowth cycle is on a substantially compressed timeline? They'd be not much older than myself if converted to human chronological age, and I haven't experienced effects such as this. ... Okay, early on, before Wendell was experiencing some of the side effects that we now know occur when you shrink yourself too much. Okay, that's everything in here, as far as I remember. And how do we get... What's the right way to go from here? Down this way, I think. Yes. Alright, in here, there's another scabby, just like right down here, I think. Yes. So this one has been beeping at us for a while, and like the other ones, it's kind of not too hard to find. Just look for telltale glows. Hard to get close to, though. There it is. That's the muck scabby. Got it. Alright. I think we're gonna fight a spider. Alright, consulting my notes. The ginger spice. Right. Ginger spice. I think there's actually two things near the ginger spice. Okay, so this is where you initially come in to this place. That's just a storage room that doesn't go anywhere. Over this side, there's a flooded point there. Our first glimpse of the mussel sprouts. And then another flooded section here you have to run to get to there, and there's a scabby being indicated here. So let's guess that it's in here. I'm pretty sure this is where it is. There's a hole in the floor there. The indication hasn't gone away. In fact, it's getting stronger. And there we are. So down here, there's this scabby behind clay walls. And I'm pretty sure I saw this the first time we were in here, but we had no way to break the clay at the time. If I remembering it all. I could be totally wrong. Maybe I just missed this. And that's ginger spice. Now, one other thing in here before we run out of... Might as well pick up some of this clay. The other thing in here... It's sort of hard to note. Pretty sure it's right here. Aha! Koi figurine. Alright. New ideas for a koi statue. Mutation Rascal Rogue, 3 of 3 unlocked. Interesting. Finally unlocked Rascal Rogue. Alright, and I believe with that... I believe that's the end of everything we needed in Koi Pond. In fact, check data. We have 2 more time and ominate tapes. 1 more misc. May need to figure out this one still. Pretty sure I know where these 2 are. I think I may have missed one still. Arg. Okay. But stuff-wise, we got everything. Still have a couple scabbies to get. We're done with the koi pond, and the quickest way out, I think, is up through here. And what is the next step? Where is that last miscellaneous item that I didn't make notes for, it looks like. Who knows? We'll try to find it. Let's take a look. I'm going to ignore the raw science beat. But next step, next thing we want to do is go to this mixer, surprisingly. Ah, maybe that's the last misc. I'm going to take the shortest way there. Which means I should probably fix these and wear them.
Putting on
And take
some
off
more
our
art.
flip-flops. Oh, there we go, fin flops. Great. Running across the yard. It looks like if I run straight this way, we'll hit a hole in this fence that we can hop through, and that'll take us straight to that mixer. Avoiding all the spider nastiness. I can avoid that stink bug too, although we do have a gas mask. Alright, and it turns out, I just wasn't looking for it, but on this mixing rigs, bungled, as hypothesized, these new mixer devices are able to whip raw science into a concentrate, becoming a beautiful new orange hue as it nears stasis. If you hadn't tried to blend science, we may not have stumbled upon this curious new property. Now, to refine it further and find a use for it. Just remember to keep an eye on it during production. The particle oscillation flow seems too beefy for the containment field generator. Keeping this one out in the boonies in case something goes awry. Alright, so it turns out I did make notes about that one. And that was our final misc. So we only have these 2 tapes left, and those are going to be found in the junk heap. To get to the junk heap, we'll be passing by flagstones, running up this tape here. Might as well stop at flagstones and take a nap in our lovely pedal bed just to pass the night. And make for better viewing, unless it's later than I think. No, it's not too late. Totally worth stopping for the night and getting some rest here. Unless we're too awake. Okay, we'll have to do that on our way back, it turns out. I do have a gas mask ready, right? Yes, so let's put... We're done with swimming, so let's put the gas mask where the swimming slot was. And let's just race over... Ooh, some dead ants there for some reason.
Wonder what these ants are up to in the sandbox.
Who knows? Who knows? Could be doing anything in there. The good news is we will not need to be going back into the sandbox. That area is completely cleared. So sorry to disappoint if that's one of your favorite areas and I'm not heading there, but look at this, these things that glow in the dark.
Eminent Practical Technologies, Dr. Wendell Tully, Science Division, log 88.07.01. First test demonstration of the spacer. Director Dalton Schmechter in attendance. Begin recording. Everyone, thank you for coming. Today, I will show you nothing less than a quantum leap forward in technology. This is the spacer. It is a machine that has the power to shrink any object many times over, unleashing the power of the miniature world. Now, I'm sure that some of you will be skeptical, but I have no doubt that a demonstration of this device will show you a vision of the future, of Ominent's future. of our future. Now, if you will all put on your peeper goggles, I'll begin the demonstration. Behold, the future! No. Everyone, please stay in your seats. Please stay in your seats. This is a minor issue, I assure you. Just give me a moment. I can fix this. I can fix this.
Yet another failure, this time directly in front of Director Schmechter. Oh.
Omnant Practical Technologies, Dr. Wendell Tolley, Science Division, log 88.06.23a. Finally, my genius is recognized. My Omnant minders have requested a demonstration of the spacer. I do wonder how they even found out about it. No doubt it was the loose lips of that blabbing Klein. But perhaps his indiscretion has worked in my favor in this instance, and I will have the last laugh. Once Omnant sees what I have accomplished here, I will prove that their many years of investment in me was not a mistake. How it will feel to have them watch me in my moment of triumph. This is what I have been working toward my entire career. Recognition at last.
And we all know how that went. All right, well, that was the last of the audio tapes. The only thing we should have left at this point are the last handful of scabbies. We no longer need the gas mask. Let's head back to Flagstones and talk about where the next one is. Should be a hint that I'm heading toward Flagstones for this because, well, maybe you just thought we were going here to nap. And maybe you thought we were here to collect more muscle sprouts. Let's at least chop this one just because it will annoy me otherwise. Yeah, well, we're gonna go to nap first. Oof, no we're not. We're heading straight there. Okay, so turns out there's a scabby
I don't have a death wish!
on the table, on the picnic table. In one corner of the picnic table that I was reluctant to visit because I really didn't have any beef with the bees. The dog loaf scabby sits on top of the picnic table, and it's one of the last 3 scabbies we have to gather. In looking for this in my trial run to make sure I knew where this was, I fell through the cracks in the table several times, which was a pain. And it turns out, actually, coming up here at night might be the best time because the bees are mostly dormant. Be careful of the cracks in the table, but yep, look at that, it's right there. And ow! Oh god, sorry. They saw me, I didn't think they did. Alright, we're just gonna run. No point in fighting 100 bees. Oh, looks like we woke up another one. Alright, maybe we'll fight one. But we're pretty much out of space, so no point in fighting the rest. Oops. Ah! Accidentally opened my peeper instead of hitting L shift. Alright, the remaining 2 scabbies are both in the upper yard. And at least one of them I've looked for and wasn't able to find, so we're gonna go look for it again. I think by the time we get over here, let's see if I can do this. Oh, nope, I failed. Meant to land on that grass and hop over. That is a sleeping stink bug. Yeah, we don't need to collect stink bug parts right now, so let's keep going. Yeah, so I've looked for this one several times. Pretty sure I know where it is, and I know where to go to find it, but
Better safe than sorry.
it's gonna be embarrassing how close it was to the places I've looked. And if you've been following along, you know that I've looked for the Scabby on top of the Java-matic several times and failed to find it. And I'm hoping that's because I just wasn't focused at the time. And now that we're doing this for real, I have some regained focus. Let's just kill this guy.
This heat is unbearable.
Can't reach him when he's in that crevice. Let's just get out of here. Alright, we should be close to a bed here, and maybe we'll be able to sleep in this one. What time is it? We needed 2300? Yeah. Midnight. That's when we are tired enough to go to bed. So let's do the sleep. And let's continue on in the morning. To the Java-matic. First gathering water, because I did remember this time.
That's not so bad.
And one of our meals rotted, but we have another one.
I'd eat this normally.
And I'll get the lightsaber out in case we see another aphid along the way that we can cook. So the run to the Java-matic is basically that way. I'm gonna try to avoid too many fights on the way just to save time. There it is. Right where we left it. We hop up here? Yeah. Alright, so I've looked for this Scabby below and above the Java-matic, but it turns out I never really looked carefully enough inside the Java-matic itself. So we could keep going to the top. That's going to be futile. We've never actually looked in here. And there it is. Java-matic Scabby. That leaves one left. Which is also in the upper yard. And not too far from where we've also been recently looking for other things. And where we're headed next is to the ladder for the final Scabby. Missing at the ladder. Hopefully this is the final Scabby. You know, it's very difficult to be sure because I couldn't find a list online that matches the order of Scabbies. I think the order here is just the order that I found them in. Yeah, this is just the order you find them in. So I have to like write all this down, put it in alphabetical order to match the online lists. There's a chance I missed one, but I think we're gonna have them all after this. I was as careful as I tried to be careful. Probably could have been more careful. But, you know, there's only so much time I have to spend on organizing to complete a complicated video game. We don't want to go in there. We want to go past all of these moldy guys. And there's our scabby indicator. Sounds like we're gonna have to fight some infected creatures. Alright, and this is the top of the ladder. And at the top of the ladder, well, looks like we're gonna have to fight a ladybird. Did great. And we'll need a shovel because this scabby is underneath this piece of gum. And there it is, final scabby. I'm hoping that's final scabby. There's no indication whatsoever if it really is. So the only real way to know is to run back, run all the way back down to the lower yard and the spacer. Press that button one more time. And give it the best crossed fingers we can muster.
So hot.
Meanwhile, everyone wants to kill us again. Ah. We'll be alright.
Those aphids look like they have things to do and people to see.
Alright, so the best way to get across is just to hop down here and run across these lily pads, I think. Although, now that I'm thinking about it, pretty sure I had a zip line right over there we could have taken. Full speed, run across the pond. Without, oops, almost without getting wet. Until I said I wasn't going to get wet. Or tried saying. Alright, back to the spacer. We did it, hopefully. This is going to be a little bit disappointing if I didn't get 100%. If not, I'm going to have to, I guess, edit an addendum onto this. But I'm pretty sure it's all of them. And if I've done this right, it should be very, very satisfying to see that 100% score at the 100th episode. I have to talk to you again.
Are you ready for some?
Alright, here we go. Third time's a charm. Several months later. Come on, game. 171 days this time. Lots of stuff.
Bravo.
Oh, you've got to be kidding me. Collect more yard data. Alright, let's see what we're gonna do then.
Science.
What? Why? Alright, well that's disappointing, obviously. Collect more yard data could mean anything? Does that mean... So there has been on and off talk that you need to get all of the golden cards in order to 100% this, so maybe that's an option. If that's the case, then honestly I'm going to be satisfied with 99%. I'm not going to go and grind kills of all these creatures until gold cards drop. Let me know what you think. What did I miss? Why is it 99, not 100? Showing you everything I have here. Frustration is immeasurable, but, you know, 99, pretty close. Let me know what you think. I was hoping to end this on a happy note. I'm pretty happy. It was a fun game. It's just a lot of work to track all of these things down. So not getting rewarded for it, a little bit frustrating. I'm not done with Grounded. I think I'm going to start a new series and start exploring New Game Plus. That series may take a while to get off the ground, so stay tuned. But the idea is same save. We're going to start in regular game here. Do a bunch of grinding to get boss parts before heading on to New Game Plus and seeing what it has to offer. Thanks so much for watching and sticking with the series. I'm totally impressed that you made it this far to episode 100. And, you know, thanks for your support. Thanks for all the comments and likes. And I hope to see you next time. Until then, bye-bye. Hey everybody, I'm going to paste this as an addendum to the final 100 video. It turns out there are at least 4 more things to go collect before I can get the 100% grade, so we're going to go do that now. The first one is in the hedge, so let's head back to the hedge really quick. Way over, right over there. Oops. Trying to find the shortest path, sometimes I just run into the walls. Alright, run into the hedge is always exciting. Saying hi to our buddy Fluffy the wolf spider there, who lives under his leaf. Cutting our way through the forest. Taking no guff from taking no nonsense from anything that stands in our way. Oof. Words. Okay, yeah, I was super frustrated not to reach 100 at the end of that, so I went and checked carefully what might have been missing, and the first thing, obviously, was this guy here. So let's make some room for his junk. We have a recon journal from the compliance officer, 2 suspicious photographs, and a compliance badge. This is a journal from the compliance officer. I would normally read these, but as this is a quick addendum, I'm going to skip it. Maybe I'll read that once we reach 100, just in case. All right, the second place we have to go is back to the pond. Yes, there's one more thing. Luckily, pretty easy to find in the pond that I have actually swam to before, but ran out of air before we could pick it up. So, it wasn't obvious that it was required for completion, but from what I'm reading now, it certainly is. Let's get out of this water so we can get there quicker. Not the best route. Okay, there we go. Through the pond, to the pond, through the flooded zone, around some rocks. Let's not fall in a big hole or get sidetracked with a battle. Let's just get this collection finished. Slow down here and let the stamina regenerate. And then speed up again. And yeah, we found 2 scabbies right here earlier. Used that time wisely to grab this, so I'm gonna put on the fin
Hope this is enough to
flops
keep me safe.
and a breathing hat that we still have. Good. I could probably do this faster by running along these lily pads here. But ultimately the destination is that leaf across the pond there. So let's jump in. Make sure there's no koi fish about to eat us. Swim over below this leaf. There it is. So that leaf marks the entrance to this cave here.
Give me a second to let my eyes adjust to that.
Which is filled with ant heads. We didn't make it this far before. That's really creepy. Just the intern must have been here, I guess. And hopefully we can get all the way to the back without running out of air. Oh, there's an air pocket. Great. There's some marble and something else we're going to ignore. And here's the important thing. This lovely guy who looks like half ant larva is holding the abomination totem recipe, a recipe detailing how to create a disgusting abomination. Yep, it's disgusting, all right. I guess I might as well break these just because they're here, but not sure it's gonna be worth collecting everything. It's only the Supremes that really matter anyway, and even then, Supremes we can make now, so it didn't really matter to collect this. That's the only thing we needed there. There are 2 more things remaining. And if that doesn't get us to 100%, I don't know what will. So those 2 things. First, let's get out of the pond and so we can run. I guess the best way to do that is to climb up to this handle here. I can't put away the lantern because my bag is full. Let me get up here. deal with that real quick. Bag full. We are definitely not going to need this one clay piece. Alright, take off the fin flops, put on a good helmet and fast shoes. And they never knew what hit them. Oops, and I almost fell in the pond. Where did he go? Alright, everybody else I think we can safely ignore. Although it does feel like I'm not running very fast suddenly. Did I not put the shoes on? Okay, that feels better. Alright, over by flagstones. But not quite there. What we want next is this exposed pipe. Taking the overland route and getting stuck. Normally we fly over this area, so it's fun to see Charlie on the ground, but we're gonna try to just run past if they let us. We're gonna have to run up this tape, I think, over the flagstones. And this is going to be underwater, so we're going to need underwater gear on again. So I'm going to go ahead and use the toolbar to select that. I don't have it on the toolbar.
Better safe than sorry.
But we want, in this pipe, we've run past this hundreds of times without only going in it once or twice. And it's really easy to miss the thing that's in there, turns out. We might have to bust out with a Black Widow dagger to kill these guys if they get too much of a bother. And I think I got turned around. Yep. Easy to get turned around when these little water flea guys are attacking you. Okay, so it's through this big chamber here. Which incidentally has air at the top. And then down past these roots. At least I think it's this way. Yep. Nope. I don't know. Maybe I'm wrong. Let's scour the other route if this isn't it. Because there it is. Infected mushroom sandwich recipe sitting here. Recipe detailing how to cook the Red Ant Queen's favorite food laced with infection. Interesting. So an alternative recipe for the Red Ant Queen. Give her an infected mushroom sandwich in case you want to make her not only your friend, but your infected friend? Or will that kill her? I'm not sure. Running a little low on air, so it would be nice to get out of here and survive. Luckily, there is air on the way. Be sure we're still wearing the fin flops, right? Yep. Otherwise, this would be interminably slow. As it is, swimming underwater is a little slow. Okay, so that leaves one last thing. And I hope that's the last item to collect. I did go through the data with a fine-tooth comb, and there was only one section where it wasn't clear. Just to be clear, what we're looking at here is this section here for that skeleton, which doesn't have a number above it to show that you've completed it. And then in this stuff section, these recipe notes, there's like one more missing. From here, we want to get back to flagstones so that we can take a zip line. And this zip line we're taking is the one up to High Ridge.
Oh my god!
Guess I should be wearing these.
Putting on some more armor.
And a better hat. And our slow but gentle traverse to High Ridge. Where we pass by some glowing firefly friends.
Aphid on the move.
We will stop here just long enough to grab
That's not so
a drink. But our next stop is Undershed. And we don't want to use the first entrance. We want to use the exit to Undershed, which is over here by the woodpile. Because what we're looking for is much closer to the exit where we found Wendell than it is to the entrance. It makes sense to start there. Don't think those spiders are smart enough to follow us through that flagstone maze, so I think we're safe. We are going to have to jump over a small gap here, though, I think. Oh, I think that was it. Okay, so this entrance to the Undershed Lab, or the exit from the Undershed Lab, is where we're starting. And while we did find almost everything in the Undershed Lab, there was one secret little thing that was hidden on the bottom of this cart right here. The glorious recipe, a recipe detailing how to make a particularly strange set of buildings. Glorious recipe. I have no idea what that did, but it let us make a mant gong and the standing mant brazier and sitting mant brazier. Brazier. That word I've always had trouble saying. So that is that. I think that's on 100%. I'm gonna go test it now. If it's not 100%, be prepared for a little more frustration and maybe one final addendum to this while I go work it out. I think the quickest way down there from here is to get back to High Ridge and take the zip lines down to First Home, which is right next to the spacer. We'll take the fastest route that I can find past the nasty spiders. Down the zip. This last zip line, the first home, takes a little while, but pretty sure it's quicker than running. Pretty sure. Certainly takes a lot less concentration than running does. Never did build the waft emitter. Maybe I'll do that also before, just in case 100% Burgle quest completion is also required. Not sure we'll have everything we need though, so that might be the addendum if this doesn't work. But we might as well check. Lady, yeah, we're not quite going to have enough parts here, so
Oh, huh. That's interesting.
we will hope that it's not required. I am going to save it here just in case. Although, come to think of it, it saves itself when I do that, doesn't it? I guess this is the fourth time being a charm here. Crossing my fingers, crossing my toes. Several months later.
And with a flash.
That's pretty cool.
Damn it. Spend more science. Was there something we didn't?
Science.
Pretty sure I spent all my science on all of the Burgle items, but I guess we're gonna have to run over there and check. Could mean that it wants us to make the waft emitter. Or maybe there was something that was unlocked after the last time I went there. I guess we don't have to go all the way back to Oak Lab to spend science, right? We can do that at any field station. Oh my god. That's the problem. Science at Teen Spirit. Okay, well, it's going to take me a while to unlock that one, but I'll try to get some more science. How much are we going to get for this 750? That's not going to be enough, so we're going to have to just grind some Burgle quests, I guess. Killing the Wasp Queen would do it if we did that daily. So maybe that's a bonus. Let's go kill the Wasp Queen. And make a waft emitter. Bonus Wasp Queen kill. Sounds great. I am prepared to kill the Wasp Queen any day, any time. only we had a faster route to get to her. This'll do. Alright, luckily there is a bed up here, and I'm hoping we can sleep in it. Yep. And the only thing we need to prepare for the Wasp Queen really is to make sure we have
That's not so
water
bad.
and food. I'm not sure we actually have any food. I'm not even sure where the spit is here. Yeah, spit's empty here, so we're gonna have to just hope we see some aphids. Don't think there's anything in our bug. Actually, best to dump off everything in our bags. And potentially make the waft emitter. Is there any space in any of these? Yes. Alright, that's good enough. And we do have an aphid to eat in our sack there, so we are good to go. Go ahead and nibble that guy down.
I'd eat this normally.
And be prepared to get another one on the way. We're gonna have to just do one impromptu wasp battle. Wasp queen battle. Hopefully we can do that without much extra preparation. We've got everything we need. We've got the giddy goop. We've got the bile edge. It's more of a question of can we get there without running into anything that slows us down too much. Oops, and snack for later. Wasp Queen is under the brawny bin, which is that thing right there. We're almost there. Leaping over that wall. Don't quite remember where the entrance is, so I'm gonna... Oh, that's right. This is the way to get stuck. Okay, that's not the way to go. Done that before. Here we go. We're gonna turn on
Putting
the
on
light.
some more armor.
We're gonna have to fight our way through here a bit, I'm sure. But it is easier now that we've knocked these robots apart so that they give us a way in. So, that wasn't the way. Come on, Cork. Trying too hard to avoid a fight with those things.
Not feeling good at all.
I think we can avoid the rest of them. Oh, you know what? I am an idiot. We're gonna need a recipe. We're gonna need something to feed her to bring her out, aren't we? Okay, well. BBQ medley. Forgot to make it. Sorry, everybody. Too excited about getting my 100%. Got to use my common sense. Let's get out of here. Go make that. Come back. Only take a moment. Only take a moment, hoping that we actually have parts. Otherwise, might take more than a moment, but pretty sure it's a pretty easy thing to make. I don't think it requires parts from any other bosses, for example. Although, now that I think about it, I don't really remember what it requires. Requires a lot of running back and forth, pretty much. That's all. Alright, what's this take? BBQ medley. Doable. Bee stinger, sour lump. We can make a lot of these. Let's... Needs an oven though. In the oven we had a bunch of jewels. Were we planning on upgrading something with... Are these jewels and other globs? Alright. So we're probably to upgrade... this. Yeah, because the tick... No, not the tick mock wheat. The... This was done. Okay, maybe those were to upgrade the tick mock wheat. I like this because it does have pretty good life steal. Could also upgrade the rusty spear. A lot of things we could upgrade, it looks like. Oh, the bard's bow. Maybe that's what I was intending. Yeah, let's upgrade the bard's bow just so we have a level 8 bow. Should I put the Mythian station? Oh. Wait. So what was I upgrading? Oh, it must have been this. This is only level 5. That's what we were doing these for. And we could put it at perfect block, or we could make a... let's do perfect block. Alright, that gets our spider, or widow dagger to level 7, giving us perfect block and a good damage bonus with it. It's an interesting tool. Like using this combo, the attack rate's pretty fast. Similar to this scimitar, but it doesn't have that stop every 3 attacks. So potentially a better damage dealer than the scimitar, although the scimitar does have infection. The dagger has venom. Interesting. Okay, we're waiting for this to cook. We're gonna stand around and wait. It's only gonna take a few moments. We could consider making a mount. Or do we already have a mount? We already have a mount for the Wasp Queen. Could consider making a stuffy for her. Should probably just search for it. We're going to need another head and another pair of wings. Otherwise, we're ready to go with a stuffy for her. We'll hit that again right before we leave, just to make sure the timer lasts. How long does that last? 15 minutes. It's probably going to be enough no matter what. This thing's just about done, but we'll hit it on the way out. Probably just going to use this to fight the Wasp Queen. I don't remember her being that hard. We have plenty of smoothies, plenty of everything, honestly. This is the BBQ medley. Let's go. Let's rub her head for good luck. And we'll head straight to her, this time armed with the stuff we actually need. Rather than wasting our time yet again. At least path is clear now, or somewhat. I did clear like one wasp. And at least I know exactly where to go. It had been a while since we went up there. Or went into the Brawny bin.
Better safe than sorry.
This time I won't try to sneak behind the battery. So we don't actually need the light helmet in here. It's pretty well lit. And I can switch our shoes to actual armor. Increase our chance of surviving. And fell off the edge. Seem to have a habit of doing that. I think I woke a termite up. Pretty sure we can ignore him. Yeah, having a light here does help a little bit. Damn it. Maybe I will switch to the light just so I can see what I'm doing better. I am lost.
Termite's chomping its way at us.
Okay, we went on the wrong side of something. Let's just go back from the beginning with the light this time. Maybe make the jumps instead of falling. It's really this area that needs lighting because I'm worried about running into the wasps there, but yeah, that seems to have done the trick. Oops. Okay, we'll wait for that poison to fade before we do this, but I think the way to do this is mostly just by shooting her with this. Can't use a shield while we do that, so maybe I'll be switching back and forth between these two. Gonna bandage up. Didn't really try to buff myself in any way, so we're just gonna go for it. There goes. I feel like I'm stuck on something. Oh, you know what? Is set my mutations, and I forgot to put on anti-venom. So we're gonna have to drink a lot more potions than I usually have to. Alright, that wasn't so bad, even with kind of my clumsy approach there. And we should have got 2,000 science for that. Which should put us just over the limit we need to buy the final thing from the Burgle store. So let's get out of here and do that. If not, we'll go and kill some grubs, I guess.
Hope this is enough to keep me safe.
Alright, the best place to go and try to unlock Burgle items, I guess back to High Ridge, there's a field station right there we can use. Let's put on our speed mutation. Lots of
Those
running
aphids
around.
look like they have things to do and people to see.
Guess we will drop off queen parts here. Maybe check to see if we can make that stuffy. Stuffed wasp queen. Look at that. She attaches to a ceiling. That's pretty cool. Make sure she's not sticking through a wall. Look at that. The dangling wasp queen. Beautiful. Otherwise, let's get out of here and see if we can't buy the last item in the Burgle store. Certainly can. I hope that was the last thing. One Burgle quest available, refilling. We got Bomber Dude. We have to craft Bratburst. So in case this isn't it, building the waft emitter and nothing's going to give us as many points as that just did. So it may take a little while longer. I know I said it was faster to fly, but I don't think it actually is, so I'm going to try to run this time. Can't collect dew while you're hanging from a dandelion. Maybe I'll sit down and time it at some point. But it feels
Hello,
like
powerless
running
ant.
with all of our mutations at max here is a little bit faster than using using the zipline. When it's level, if the zipline was going downhill, it would definitely be faster. Plus, we're not going directly to First Home, we're going to Wendell. At the spacer. Hey, Wendell. Gonna try again, buddy. think this should be it. Wish me luck, everybody. 5th time's a charm. Several months later.
And with a flash.
Damn. Oh, yes.
Woo, woo, woo!
Oh, I'm feeling it, Willow. We super won. That's it, everybody. Thanks so much for watching. I'm going to append this as an addendum to episode 100. So 100% on 100. We did it. Couldn't have done it without your support and comments. Thanks again. Stay tuned for more Grounded in the future. Bye for now.